Welcome to episode 61 of We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, Steve Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to take all of the problems that we have and just solve them so we can get something comic booky. Basically what we do, Steven, is we take all of the issues that come along in our day-to-day life and we bake them into meat pies and we feed them to other people via podcast.
Trust the few seas, savory meat pies.
So yeah, we Sweeney Todd. I mean, well, I guess I'm Sweeney and you're Todd because that's just how this works out.
Could you imagine two barbers just trying
just dual barber.
Both shaving you, but you're both right-handed. But it's okay.
I'll shave the top, you shave the bottom, or I'll shave the bottom. I'll take whatever, Steven. Whatever you don't want, I'll shave.
Which part of the throat are you gonna slit? Wait, what are you talking about?
Are you guys arguing over? I'll get left to right, right to left. Steven, we'll meet in the middle. It'll be like our Lady and the Tramp kiss in the middle of something. So for those of you who don't know what we're talking about, Steven and I murder people every week to week. So every week we get together and we do our best to just get rid of all of our problems and just kind of talk about what issues we have while we're trying to be productive. Most recently, we've been trying to make a semi-autobiographical time travel graphic novel musical, and we finished it. We published it digitally. We sent off for the test prints. And recently, Steven, I heard back finally from the publisher, the printer. So I heard back, we sent off for the test prints, and I recently heard back that we should be receiving our books within 2 weeks. So, and they are technically still within the parameters of their delivery time. I was getting a bit antsy because previously on Anthony and Steven published comic books, they were always like within a couple of weeks. They just get our books to us real quick. Not always the case, and that's just how it works, So it's like, it's getting toward Christmas. I'm sure a lot of people are pumping those books out and trying to get them, as gifts and such, and who knows. But yeah, so they're still within their parameters. No big deal. It should be here at the latest by November 16th, I believe, and as soon as we get those books in, we can see how they look, and if hopefully, I don't think they're going to be any necessary adjustments, but if there are, we can make them quickly and ship off for the final book, so we can send everyone their stuff, dude. So I'm excited.
Absolutely, it's exciting.
Yeah, so that's what we're doing. So otherwise, we started working on Deathless. It's our next project, which I'm super excited about. I've been working on. Steven, I failed already. Steven, I failed. I wanted to write the first.
That's okay, buddy. I'm joining you on the fail boat. So you go ahead.
Fail boat, the boat. It's like the love boat, but it's just the two of us failing. Just ever
failing the open seas.
Just sit back here and hear a tale of two guys who failed. So yeah, we fail. We're terrible. We're awful. Steven. We've succeeded so much in this podcast, but this week was not one of those weeks for me. I don't know, like what did you want to get done this week?
Song 3 has just put me in the ringer. It's like trying to figure out those space, but I have been progressing on it. It's really hard to find the energy around the sad, I just don't want to ruin the punches, so I'm really been messing with it. So yeah, I've been progressing slower than I want on Song 3, and I want to get Song 3 done. But I had a busy week this week too. I mean, it was between filming with Don't Make It Weird, and that was this past week, right? Yeah,
it was okay. So okay, let me dude, this week for me was so incredibly busy, and I don't know what past Anthony was thinking. He set me up for failure. He was bear trap, and just threw it into my future, and I was like, what do you mean? Just completely stepped in a bear trap of my own devising. Because we recorded with Don't Make It Weird, which was on the day I normally edit the podcast. So it was we recorded our podcast. I had a little bit of a night to try to edit as much as I could. Didn't get as much done as I wanted to. And then we had to record Don't Make It Weird. And then the following day, I had to completely edit the entire podcast and put it up. And then I had my Weird Movie Wednesday. And then the following night, we did another interview with our friend Steve Urena. It was just and then Friday, I had to finish up Atlas's Halloween costume last minute. And then I worked Saturday. And then it was
oh, dude.
It's Halloween.
Well, and then for me, Saturday was Oktoberfest with the family.
Yes.
Tina's grandpa, my grandfather-in-law. We went to Oktoberfest and had a blast. Going right into Sunday where I'm playing music in the morning and then going trick-or-treating. So yeah, I just got consumed last week. But I just want to make it known that we had an absolute blast filming Don't Make It Weird, because that was good times.
Oh, that was so much fun, Steven.
It was such good times.
So if you haven't seen if you don't notice, I'm wearing the same shirt now that I'm wearing in Don't Make It Weird, because I just got this shirt, and why would I not wear it every single day? Isn't that what everyone does? It's like when you get a new, like you get a new album of some sort, new music, you just listen to it, just like run it ragged, just like completely destroy that thing. Just like same thing with this shirt. I will like support Tim McCarthy forever. But anyway, I got my 20-minute shirt. But so we love podcasts. We were recently on Don't Make It Weird, who it's basically like our like brother, sister, best friend, besties podcast, right? Like that's just kind of what's going on here. We love them. Dude, it was so much fun. It was so much fun to record them, but I'm always so scared that the segments are going to make no sense to anybody, because so on Don't Make It Weird, we did one of our like Anthony Dates Robots, but we did not only one Anthony Dates Robots with Steven and I, which is already kind of like somewhat difficult to follow sometimes, depending on, if you're paying attention and if you know what's going on, because they're a little weird and complicated. But like we also did a several part, Anthony Dates Robots / Don't Make It Weird and We Have Issues Date Robots, where it was just a huge cluster cuss of nonsense where we all play different roles and we're all talking to one potential scammer. So everyone is in on this except for one possible person, and it's just like, so it's for us it was hilarious, but while we were recording it, like I was in the back of my head, I'm like, who's following this? Because I'm hardly following this, but it's very funny. Like I'm still laughing at it, so
I just think the best part about those Don't Make It Weird, like basically they're like screenplays almost, but like the best part about it is just knowing the fact that there's this many people involved with one single scammer, and like as long as people can follow the fact that this is one person that's bouncing around between all these chats and talking to all these people, it's just so great. Oh, it's so great.
I think it's like an intention thing, like because we know there's one villain, like we are the Avengers and we're taking on our Thanos, like there's one Thanos, and like, but like it's not like we can't like our Infinity Gauntlet snap is just ridiculousness. Like we just do our best to just be like, ha ha ha, it's the reality gem. Like you can't, like we're gonna bend reality around you and you're gonna have no idea what's going on until you eventually just dust and like melt away into dust.
Just become the Twitter nothing.
Exactly. So dude, that was so much fun though. And like, so if you're listening to this, if you're watching this right now, I believe our episode's going to be the following Monday, right? Or like it comes out Sunday night / Monday. I believe. It's the 8th, yes. November 8th. So November 8th, go check out YouTube, Don't Make It Weird. I'll post the link below, put all their information down there. We love those people. It was so much fun. So I'm pretty sure if you like this show at all, you'll enjoy the shenanigans.
Oh, absolutely.
Dude, otherwise, not to mention, dude, we're jumping around so like as far as the week, but the week felt like a ball in a pinball machine. Like I was just everywhere, like scoring points, like racking up the points, like getting some free games and stuff. But it was like I felt tilted for sure. Like I felt, it was just like it was nuts, dude. I went over your house and we signed comic books for the first time,
which was amazing.
So I went over to Steven's house and like, first of all, dude, I love seeing you. Like it's so nice to like hang out, and just like, hey, like let the kids like run and go do whatever they're doing and like,
make potions apparently.
Yeah, they're making potions out of dirt, and like as long as they don't drink them, and they're probably gonna drink them, but you know what? Now they find out what poison is. Poison, potion, same thing. No, but it's earthly. No, so we were hanging out and talking about the future. We talked a little bit about Deathless and like what our plan is for that, and we also got to sign books because we did a giveaway for our first test prints, and we gave away 5 issues of it. And dude, it was so cool to sign those books, like to sign them and see them all bagged and boarded with stickers and our signatures, and it felt so like I felt valid, like it felt so real. Still crazy, like it's still super crazy, and I don't know how to feel, like I don't know, but it was cool. It was a really cool moment. Like I felt kind of like out of my body for a couple of minutes there, whereas like we're doing it and I just kind of like looked at it just like, well, if this isn't nice, I don't know what is. Like this is amazing. Like this is, look at what we're doing right now. We've accomplished at least this much, where like we aren't even being pretentious here. We're signing these books because people requested that we sign these books. Like that we're
not thinking like our signature is worth something, so we're gonna sign. No, it's like it's literally like I guess they want it, I guess. So I guess we're
even. I literally spent 3 days, like the crazy person I am, doing everything I could to write my own name. It was like I was like a middle school girl, like with a crush on someone, writing like their last name, like signing my name for the first time as a new name, because I was just like, I have never had to sign my signature before. Like I've signed checks, I've signed things, but it's always been, I don't care what this looks like, it doesn't matter, no one's gonna see it or care. You know, like it's always just been like, scribble, I know how to spell my name, and I write it. But when I do that, I take up the amount of space that is allotted by the line. You know, so like if someone gives me a line, I'm like, I got this. But
I'm
like,
gonna fill this bad boy. Our teacher always said, never leave a white space on the paper. So I got
the white space. So I was like, yeah. But dude, like, look. So I was like, I know I'm gonna stare at this comic book, and I can't just write my full name on it. It feels like Dr. Star Puncher, like I get Dr. Antoine Star Puncher.
It gets long.
It's very long. It gets long. So anyway, so I spent so long just like, where's that book? It's over there, so it doesn't matter. But like, I spent so long just like writing my name over and over in different variations, just as many ridiculous ways as I could find. And I finally was like, I like this. Like I got one where I was like, I got it. I know what I'm doing, you know?
I thought it looked good, the one that you settled on. It's so funny because I forget like the mediums that we work in. Like, not that you don't draw, you do draw, but like I draw way more often. Right. And you're a writer, so it's not like you're signing your signature on your typed out writing entries. I've had many years to like craft what I consider my signature, and it's like secondhand. I mean, I can do my signature on, you know, no matter what. Yeah. So it's like, oh, I never. It's just so funny, the problems that like it's just how it is. Like, you have that issue basically, and I don't.
Dude, it was so weird, and it's like, because I've never had to think about mine. The only signature I've ever had to think about in my life was my dad's. Like, that was it. I was in high school, and I was like, this is it. I was like, this is a moment. If I just learn how to properly sign my dad's name, and they only know my version of his signature, and it looks the same.
There's nothing they could ever compare it to.
They can never compare it. So I was like, I was in high school. We just moved here. We moved, we moved to Southwest Florida, and I was like, I miss school. I'm gonna sign my dad's signature. So I did. So I did it, and like I remember just like sliding that like little paper over me, like, it's an excused absence, I promise. Look at the signature, you know, just one of those like. And they were just like,
Mr. Lafusi, my dad. Okay, that's a good thing.
Mr. Lafusi, my dad, definitely not me. Yes, it sounds legit. Please go on. But there was never an issue, and then I just did that in high school. That's all I did. So it's like, if I didn't want, I was like, I'm gonna miss school today, and then I wouldn't go to school, and then I'd be like, I know how to spell my dad's name in cursive. So, but I never cared about my signature. But yeah, so I'm glad we figured it out. Had a good time, dude. But it was you're right. It was such a busy week. And then I did my Weird Movie Wednesday, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like it's like which I love.
Oh,
doing.
And then Friday too, right?
I was gonna say, and then Friday. So then Friday I hosted. Which, by the way, Steven, who am I, Steven? Who am I? I'm hosting parties and weird movie nights and, like...
You're a social butterfly, is what you are.
Butterfly, Steven?
You're a very beautiful social butterfly with a signature now.
I'm getting out there. I have a signature. I'm popular. No, it's so weird because... I've never been someone who like plans things. I've always kind of been more of like a passenger socially. You know what I mean? Like I'd let people drive socially, and I'll be like, yeah, I'll go wherever you want. I don't know, as long as I don't have to deal with parking. You know, like you do that stuff. But yeah, so it's been really weird to kind of be, the one who's driving, the one who's in control socially of things. Where I'm just like, okay, well, I host this movie night because I like watching these movies, and it's fun to have people, talking and stuff, and I love the jokes. But then I was like, okay, I wanted to, I wanted to interact with like our Twitter people and like Twitter friends on Halloween or like before Halloween, like for a Halloween gathering. But I didn't see anyone doing it, It's just like something's gotta happen, So I was like, I wanna see people for Halloween and dress up and like talk and just be silly with everyone. And so I hosted this thing and I put out a flyer and I was like, anyone who wants to come, and it was just like a group of people showed up, and like at least 3 people whom I've never seen their face in real life, and I was just like, what? Like there were a couple of them where I was like, I don't even know you. This is so cool, It's like it's
awesome.
it was neat, dude, and like thankfully, like you showed up for a little bit. You got to witness some of that, like that craziness. One of our friends, the black. Basic Black Cat told us about tiger. What's it called? I'm sorry, Basic Black Cat. It's not tiger glue. I keep saying tiger glue, but it's like tiger paste. But it's something that happens in like Japan where they, for whatever reason, basically hunt tigers and make like a paste out of their bones and like marrow and such. And it's like some sort of glue, and I don't know. I still don't know. I need to do the research to understand why anyone would need that, Steven. I don't get it. Unless why
do you need that why do you need that level of adhesive to get to hunt an endangered animal?
Okay,
like,
that's what I'm thinking.
What are you adhering?
Like, unless someone is like a Japanese Spider-Man, if it's like a Spider-Man from like, if you haven't seen the Japanese Spider-Man TV show, the TV series, it's at least watch the theme song. It's amazing. It's yay, wow! It's so good. It's so good. He also had like a giant like mech Zord type thing also. Yeah. It was like
that's freaking awesome.
It was like a leopard or something. I forget. Like, I don't know. It was huge. It was like ridiculous. It was Power Ranger Spider-Man is what it was, and it was amazing. And everyone should see that. Anyway, so maybe there's a Japanese Spider-Man somewhere destroying tigers, so then they can make an adhesive for the web. The only thing I can think of.
I mean, I guess that'd be the only reason why you could possibly, back your claim and why you need to kill tigers is if you can be a superhero because of it.
Exactly.
I mean, I guess
that's all. Like, if someone was like, "I'm killing tigers," why? Scrapbooking. Gotta keep those. Gotta keep those pages. Gotta keep them nice and glued. Like, no. Like,
I just use Elmer's. No. You got to use tiger paste, buddy. Tiger paste keeps those.
I tried killing Elmer. He didn't make great glue. I've heard these things. I killed 3 Elmers, all right? There are 3 Elmers in my freezer. Terrible glue. Tigers, however, best glue in town, baby. But yeah, dude, so, I learned that. I learned... Steven, one of our friends, told a whole story about how she went to, like, a show, a very sexy show, a sexual show, that was like an exhibition of just crazy special abilities. It was like Cirque du Soleil for like lady parts, apparently, she said. Like they were doing crazy stuff, like opening. Steven, I can't even imagine this. Now Steven, okay. Now here's the thing. Hang on. Now, Steven, I don't have these parts, but I still feel some sort of like I still cringe at the thought of this, even though I'm not sure that I'm capable of that level of like sympathy pain, because I don't even have the parts. But apparently someone had a piercing, downstairs piercing, and was able to open like a Coke can with it. And I know, Steven, I know.
I think what we're doing is we're like imparting like how that would function for us to some extent, but then we're thinking like how sensitive that could possibly be for them. And
I don't know. Okay, I don't know, because I'm sure there are some things like Zach and Mary Make a Porno taught me that there are certain like projectile properties that are possible. Or at least possible in the filmmaking world. And I'm assuming that there's some truth behind that. I'm not gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google it. I'll Google it after this. I'm a single man.
No, you don't want to Google. You don't want to Google.
I probably won't Google that. I don't have to put my FBI NSA guy.
Oh crap! He's finally hitting his stride. This is gonna be a fun couple years.
Yeah. He's been through enough. But no. So like she told stories about like watching all this stuff, and it's just like, Steven, one of the things, this is the last thing about this, by the way, but one of the things that she witnessed, according to her, I'm going to take her word for it, but last thing she witnessed was a Sharpie placement in downstairs, a marker, and they drew a caricature, apparently. Supposedly. I love her, and I'm gonna believe her, and just like I wouldn't believe her if she said there's a vampire. Like, I like her. I love her, but I don't know if we're that close. This is
wow, though. That's like some skill, though. Yeah.
That's crazy skill.
I can't do it with my toes, so I mean, like that. I mean, toes.
Okay, but
are the next best thing.
I'm interested though, because I imagine like once it's up there though, like once you get like a placement, like if it's like solid, then it's just body movement, and it's kind of like
my imagination was. What was like?
Were you?
I was like,
You imagined a Sharpie hot dog, is what you imagined?
I did. I don't know why. I was like, that's pretty impressive.
Oh my gosh, Steven. That's amazing. I that would be nice. That would be next level for sure. No, I think what happened
I don't know why I didn't think of this simpler solution of
yeah, the simple solution was they turned themselves into a Sharpie and just gave themselves the felt tip, basically. But that was so crazy. Anyway, so that was part of our night. Part of our night was just like talking about that stuff and like me like going, oh my gosh, how is this possible? Basically. But so like we met a god. We met like all these people. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was a lot of fun.
The Poseidon chat was fun. Yes,
yeah,
for sure.
Yeah. So we had all these like really fun chats about like what Poseidon's capable of and if he needs a bucket of water, and like all this stuff. And it was a great night. But dude. Then the next night I was exhausted and I had to work and then oh my gosh. And then of course it was Halloween and I had an excellent Halloween. Did you have a good Halloween?
Oh yeah, the community we go to, man, it's nuts. Like the kids were wore out like half a block into the neighborhood. Every house has a banquet table set up at the foot of their driveway. Yep. You don't even have to like walk up to them. You just go, it's great. Jigsaw was riding around on a bike in the neighborhood. Like it was
that's cool.
Like all the parents really get involved. Like all the houses are decorated. It's really cool.
Oh, I love that stuff. I mean, that's basically what we experience too. Like we go to Missouri. It's like all of the roads here are labeled after places. So like we go to Missouri and that's on that street. It's just the whole horde of people. Just almost just about every house participates, and it's definitely more than enough houses participate. So like by the time we get around the entire block, we're all exhausted, and like Atlas had plenty of candy, and he was like, "I'm ready to go home." Actually, Steven, what he said, and I said, "Hey, bud, are you ready to go and look through our treasure?" And he says, and I quote, "Can we eat the booty?"
Atlas woke. He's like he knows the terminology. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's so cute and innocent and sweet.
Oh, it was perfect. It was like it was one of those moments where it's like I get to laugh and I'm like, yes, we can eat the booty. Just like it's fine. It was funny. But so yeah, we went home and then dude, I'm just whew, I don't know, it was such a week. And then I've noticed, dude, I mean, I don't know how you get like after like doing so much stuff, but like I'm not, like I feel like I'm not made for it, like as a whole. So it's just like after a while I'm just like I need to be alone, and like I notice my responses to things become slightly shorter or slightly worse than I'd like them to be. And like even when I'm aware of it and I can like stop myself from saying anything or having a tone, I feel it. Like I still like when someone does something, like I'll be at work and and within the last couple days, like any customer who comes up and they're not just like on their game with buying and like doing what they have to do, like if they're part of the transaction has any hiccups whatsoever, my whole body is just like, get out of here, just like right away, like you are a monster.
No patience. Yeah.
No patience at all. Like I am internally I'm just like, I hate everything about you. And then I do the thing where I'm like, why am I feeling this way? Like they're fine. They're absolutely like this is just what they do. It's not a big deal. But like I notice those things and I'm just like, I need a break. Like I need a break. Like I don't want to be responding like this. So just like I don't know. Do you ever notice like
there's like a drain for sure, and then like I feel like when you compile like work and everything on top of like a busy because like work is a constant, obviously, taking your kid to school is a constant. Those are things that are just constantly like kind of pull you down a level, but you become used to them and you adjust and you factor those things in. But then when you add in like special events and then so many special events in 1 week, yeah, dude, it just sucks you dry. Like you just have nothing left. I imagine that Ben Affleck meme where he's just kind of standing there with like the cigarette machine. Like that's like what it feels like.
Yeah.
Like just like the social equivalent of that. Like your brain is mush and you just have nothing to give. You have nothing left.
It's crazy. Like, and I get to the point like I'll get to the point where I start judging the way people move. you know, and I notice her. I'm like, why am I looking at them? Why am I looking at this lady right now?
Your movement is offensive, madam. Please move on.
But okay, so like, at my work yesterday, I was at work and I looked up from the, I was cashiering and I looked up and I saw a woman walk into the store and she was doing this, and it was just the kind of person who was like, so I asked her, I was like, ma'am, can I help you find anything? And she said no. Like, just right away, like, kind of rude. She looked as if she had no idea where she was, and she didn't know what she was doing, and she looked like she'd never been a human before. Like, she looked...
I just imagine, was it Edgar, or what was his name from Men in Black?
Oh, yeah, that's pretty much what it is, yes.
Yeah.
Edgar Bug, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just, like, that's how it felt. It was like, she felt like a bird person. Like looking at her, it was like, those are lizardy bird movements, you know? It's one or the other. It's like, it's just, like, something weird about the way, like, she's responding to things in an almost like robotic, like she's looking for something, but she's doing it terribly, like she doesn't have the capability.
This isn't a very effective way to look for something, man. Like you're just spinning your head and you're only seeing one item at a time. It's
it's something, but like I was watching it, I'm just like, so then what ends up happening is that person ends up coming toward the line and then holding people up because she's standing in a place where she shouldn't be just standing. So she's awkwardly standing there looking at the candy, and then other people are forming a line behind her, and she doesn't respond to them or say anything, so they're waiting for her. And then, so it's just like this like series of events that lead to me being more and more frustrated with this one person. I'm just like, I don't want to feel that. I don't want to have any relationship with this person aside from like transactional, like, oh, nice to meet you, transitory, like, goodbye, like that's it. Hello, goodbye, I love you, no big deal.
Fly away from me, man. Fly away.
Fly away, bird lady. And like, but that's what it is, and it's just like little by little, I feel like after being social for so long or doing those things and, putting myself through, certain things throughout the week, it's just like, I am socially bankrupt, where it's just like, I'm still capable of like civility, but I don't want civility to be my core. Like, I want to be a good person. Like, I'm trying, like I want to be better. Like when I see someone like she's doing that, I want to be able to be like, hey, like, what if that was my mom? Be like, come on, do better. Stop being a bird person, mom. But I'm just like, stop it. Like I'm hating myself. I'm hating it, So like I'm judging myself, and then I'm judging her, and then it's just like this whole hatred. Like so I need a nap, Steven, is what I'm saying. I guess I just like I need a social break. But it's good because I'm like, basically, I have no big plans. We have to do another podcast thing at the end of this week, but I don't have like, it's not going to be one thing after another all throughout November, so that's good. We are going to be on, next week, we're going to be on a show called Livid, or I don't know what the show is exactly called, but I believe that the group is called Livid Comics. So we're gonna be on that. It's a live show, and I'm pretty sure it live streams onto Facebook and Twitter as we're doing it, Steven, which we've never done that before. It's pretty nerve-wracking. They don't seem to edit at all. And Steven, you're going to have to do this by yourself. You're on your own at this one.
I'm going to go jam with Craig and stuff on Friday, but I'm going to see if I can maybe meet him a little earlier so that way I can make that. So you're not, flying alone, flying solo. Oh my God,
Steven. I'm just like, if you end up, if I end up having to do that alone, it's just going to be me going, Steven, the whole time.
I just imagine like how Tina from Bob's Burgers would handle it. Just a very, Anthony, you got to start talking. Anthony. No. Anthony, you're going to say the one word you can't say. Anthony, don't say the one word you can't say.
Every time they ask me a question, I'm going to be like, oh, no, Steven can do this one. Steven.
Oh, man, people are going to see how loose-lipped I can be. No, I'm just kidding. They don't call me wild card for nothing. You're about to find out why.
No, it's crazy, dude. Yeah, it is pretty funny, actually. When I do edit, it's never anything that's inappropriate. It's always stuff that's just like a little too long, or like, we went off on like our tangent took too many turns, and I was like, we could probably cut out that whole like Big Bad Beetleborgs segment. Like, does anyone even remember? Yeah,
I do. I mean, obviously I do.
Yeah, of course I do too. Just, I mean, if you've ever played, what is it, categories? With like, is that the one where you have to do everything by the letters? And like,
you get so many points if you line line with B and TV show.
Yep.
It's
Oh yeah,
delicious.
Big Bad Beetleborg. It's like all day. Like I will if you give me like a character, it's like a Big Bad Beetleborg. The whole like, yo, you need an animal? Is a Beetleborg an option? How about a Big Bad Beetleborg?
They were really pumping that alliteration on that, weren't they? They were just like, I wonder how far they went before they started trimming, though. Like
my favorite thing about this is like I was making a reference about stuff that we're gonna cut out of the episode, and we start talking about Big Bad Beetleborgs. But wait,
we obviously love them much more than we give credit.
But I do have to ask you, Steven, because I watched Big Bad Beetleborgs every day while it was on. Like I watched Big Bad Beetleborgs, and I watched Power Rangers, and I watched Pokemon. Like it was, and like Goosebumps was also on. Like in that time. For some reason in my head, I'm like, I can't get the like format of Big Bad Beetleborgs in my head. Like I know there was a ghost involved.
And then like the Grandpa Munster was apparently a part of it too. I remember that, like the vampire guy. Or was he the ghost?
Yeah. So there was like a.
It was the ghost, the vampire, and the werewolf.
A werewolf? Okay, I was gonna say
was it a mummy?
I think there was
maybe it was a mummy. But yeah, they basically had like this horror house they went to transform. Like that was like their Zordon, basically, wasn't it?
Yeah, okay, so that's what's happening in my head. Is like I'm marrying like I can't recall why it's called Big. I know they're Borgs. I know they had the things where it's like they're beetle-esque, or it was like they had scarabs, like it was like scarab theme because of the mummy. Maybe
that makes sense.
I want to watch Big Bad Beetleborgs now because I don't remember what the actual story was, but I watched it all the time, so it makes no. What was the thing you said, Steven? It was like flabbergasted or something. It was like
yeah, that was like the vampire looking dude, right?
Yeah.
The Grandpa Munster.
So funny, dude. Oh, anyway, so that was our Big Bad Beetleborg tangent that we didn't plan. Oh, Beetleborg.
It's probably gonna get edited out. So
I'm keeping it all in. No editing this episode, except for mostly. I'm gonna edit it.
Yeah, most of what he edits though really are. It's just tangents, like he said, and like if I don't mute to cough or if I don't mute to, it just. That's usually what most of the editing is. You're not missing.
I edit. I edit myself going as transitions, because sometimes like if we're about to start a next topic, I'll just go just like that and then start. And it's like I don't need that no one needs to hear me say it. It doesn't matter. So I'll cut that out. I leave most of the stuff in though. Otherwise it's like spaces. You know what I end up what happens every week? Of course you don't, but like dude, every week because of my internet or like the marriage of our internets, I have to cut out your weird what do you call it? Glitchiness. Like every once in a while you'll have a sentence that'll just go and then it'll continue. So I have to cut out like whatever the chunk of silence is and do my best to kind of keep that, there. And
because the whole sentence is still there. It's just they put a block of silence in there for you.
Yeah, it's so weird. Editing in general is so weird. But welcome to behind the scenes. If we have issues, this is what I do. So for those of you who don't know, we weren't able to record the day we normally record, and we are recording one day late, which means that I have a lot to edit and do before we get this episode out to you. So if you're watching this right now, I succeeded. If not, I mean, you're gonna watch it. I'm gonna succeed. I'm succeeding, Steven.
You got this.
Speaking of succeeding this week, what's your plan for this week? What are you going to do?
I'm gonna get song 3 done, and then if you want, you can send me quick roughs of 4. And you said there was the reprise song, so if you send me like rough recordings of those, I'll just build them from scratch.
Okay.
Because the P song, I believe, is him basically trying to come up with the song and then kind of finding it while he's singing it. Is that song?
Mm-hmm.
And then the reprise is just going to be a recreation of the lullaby, probably minus the glockenspiel, basically. Or maybe even with the glockenspiel.
Maybe with the glockenspiel.
Maybe the glockenspiel tones become violins or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
melody's there, but the
melody's there for sure. I have all the lyrics and everything, and it should fit perfectly. I haven't like revisited it since writing it and starting Deathless and stuff. But yeah, so this week I will record the roughs for you, which should be easy enough. I'll probably do that Thursday. And then what else am I going to do? I'm going to try to write. I'm not going to say I'm going to finish the whole thing this week because I have Atlas all week and I know I'm going to be pretty exhausted. I'm going to try my best to get half of the book just finished writing. That's
awesome.
What I want to do. And what I want to do with this one is like I want to finish writing and then I want to go through and do like legit, not like super detailed, but like large enough thumbnails to where we're gonna be able to flip the book and see what it's gonna look like, and I can show it to you as far as like what I'm thinking, and then you can make it better, because you're really good with coming up with, well, you're great with coming up with like dynamic panels and stuff and figuring out, you know, like a really concise and good way to tell whatever nonsense I'm thinking, because I often think of like cinematic frames, like I can't, like it's hard for me, you know, to not think of storyboards, you know, so like and I try to add things, you know, like fun dynamic like panels and stuff, but it's always better to like mix the two of us, yeah, I think, and it always comes up with like the best, you know, solutions. So so my plan for this week is to write half of the book, and then the following week I'm gonna finish it and start like basically storyboarding the book. So like
awesome.
But yeah, so
you want to send me like maybe like rough ideas for how you're imagining the characters, or do you want me to just come up with the character?
Oh, I'll send you rough ideas. I mean, I'll send you like reference pictures and stuff like I did with absentees, because I think that always works out. And like,
yeah, for sure.
So yeah, because I mean, I have a few things in mind. I also would like to like kind of reference some of our friends and stuff too. It'd be cool, you know.
We just can't tell you which one so that we don't get sued for copyright later. But
that's right.
Or likeness rights or whatever it is.
Yeah, no, we don't need likeness rights, because these characters are coming straight from my dome. Like there are like any similarity to living or dead people's. Totally
this is obviously Sean. Like the beard, it's just Sean.
Yeah, Sean's gonna be in the book no matter what. I love Sean so much. So Sean's the producer of Don't Make It Weird, if you don't know. So go watch their show, learn all these people.
Sean's great.
Their names
Dan's
without
great.
referencing exactly. Yeah. Thank you all for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're only listening on one of the various podcasting apps, go to YouTube, and just all you have to do is subscribe. Even if you never watch our episodes, just hit the subscribe button. It'll help us out immensely, because we're trying to you know get our subscribers up so we can eventually monetize the podcast, which means we can probably quit our jobs eventually. We want to make this our job. We would like to, you know, at some point we want to get to the point where we can monetize, so then we can, you know, make more comic books and make more stuff, and any money we can supplement, and you know, it just amounts to us getting more stuff done and making more content for the world, and that's really all we want. It would be cool. So please go to youtube.com/wehaveissuespodcast and join us there. Otherwise, we're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we have a Patreon now. I'm gonna start posting video blogs on the Patreon, and like making that kind of like a G-rated and probably like PG-13 rated OnlyFans. I figure like it doesn't matter if they're there. That means that they do like us and they like what we're doing. So I might as well just like give them whatever, you know, like whatever supplemental, you know, stuff that we have, like extra, you know, footage and all this like background stuff. Like I want to start doing more stuff. But anyway, so join us on Patreon, join us on Twitter and everywhere. I love you. We love you. You're amazing. I don't know what else we should say. Let me think. I think we covered everything. Hang on, whoa, we were just on...
I crushed Inktober, and my finale was fantastic. That's all that needs to be known.
Steven, that was a beautiful drawing. It was not only was it like that was a beautiful drawing, but like the entire month was just impressive. And it was just like I feel like it's one of those things where it needs to be properly presented, and people will find it. You know, like I think that's what it's, because it's so frustrating to see, and it's the frustration of like knowing that you're doing something that's worthy of an audience, but not finding the audience yet is so infuriating. You know, because it's hard to not let it define your confidence, or you know, or it's just like I feel that way about our podcast. Like every time our podcast doesn't reach a certain level of views, where I'm just like, are you not entertained? You know, like I don't
People
know.
Just over there like this the whole time, just
shaking those thumbs. You know, we need those. We need those Joaquims to give us some of these. You know, give us that Joaquim thumb. No, but anyway, thank you all. Go find Steven's drawings. They're amazing. They're incredible. I'll post all the Twitter links below. It's twitter.com/StevieWildcard, because. Yep.
Dude, I also changed my Instagram to @StevieWildcard for you,
cool.
because you said SJJ not more lame. So Don't Make It Weird. Just let you know, Sean, you should change the @. Going to be @StevieWildcard now.
Too late, Steven. It's too late. I'm gonna go make an Instagram at your old @ and then just super famous.
Soak it in.
But thank you all again. You're all amazing. We'll see you next week. I'm Anthony.
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
And this has been We Have Issues, episode 61. See you next time. I love Dina, by the way. Dina, like, I she's amazing. How is she so amazing? Did you watch their new episode?
I haven't got to I do usually listen to them, but it's probably like Thursday when I'm not with Ricky. When I ride alone is when I usually listen to Don't Make It Weird.
So
on my way to the Venice.
Dude, if anyone's watching this or listening to this right now and you haven't listened to Don't Make It Weird, go listen to their Halloween episode. Because it's hilarious. It's incredible, and like they're impressive. Not to mention they used the silly thing that I sent them, and also a trope issue that I have where I said that I would believe my friend if they told me that they saw a vampire. That's just like, if I had a close friend like Steven and he tells me he sees a thing, I'm gonna believe him. I will. Now, will I have questions? Yes. Will I, will I think maybe there's a different answer? Maybe there's, maybe he didn't see everything he thinks he saw, but I'm going to believe him as far as
Yeah, you're going to be skeptical, but you're going to help me stake somebody if I have to stake somebody.
100%, dude. I'm going to go along, like, maybe I'm going to try to pull those those teeth off and see if they're caps or something. Maybe I'm going to, I will put the vampire through the vampire test. I'm not going to just, go in there willy-nilly and not see if I can force feed them garlic. Like, it's going to happen, But I'm going to believe you. Anyway, they talked about that on their podcast. It was a lot of fun. Jess was on. If you don't know Jess the Mess, she is... Dude, I think Jess is a literal genius. Like, if you ever watch it, she's really funny. She's, one of the funniest people, and it's intimidating, and I hate it. I hate her. I hate Jess so much. I'm kidding. She's amazing. So, yeah, go watch their episode. Thank you for making it to the end of our episode. So...